Hello, everybody. Welcome to Discussions with Baz. In this episode, we are going to be speaking with AV Walker again from the previous episode. So we hope you enjoy it. We are going to be diving into our opinions on the game of the year, what other people think of it, what people's opinions are towards it, and towards content creators voicing their opinion. We're also going to be diving into some personal stuff without detail. We're not going to be giving any names, but opinions I've received and weren't given in a proper way. And we're going to dive into how to give an opinion without being an asshole and just being a genuine person. There's two different things on how to approach those situations. So we're going to try going into it. This is going to be a spicy episode. I'm not really going to hold back on it because, quite frankly, I don't care. I'm sorry. That's the true thing. I'm always going to be real with you guys. I always have since being DeBazman on Twitch and then moving over to YouTube. There's Raven barking. Um, that's who I am. I'm real to you guys. I'm not pulling some face or facade. So enjoy. Drop a like. Drop a dislike. I don't care. Let me know in the comments what you think and enjoy the video. Sit here wondering where your co-host has gone. Really, they're just having microphone issues. Not even microphone issues, but
Finally.
you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Perfect. I don't know why I'm doing this accent, but we had a quiet thing. We are recording. How are you doing today?
Mm-hmm. All right. Thing went up.
All good?
Audio just went dead. Yeah, everything's good now.
Perfect. How are you doing?
Very good. I'm doing wonderful aside from the little technical issue right there.
It's You're not a content creator without some technical
Led
difficulties.
or forgetting how to speak.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. You
All right.
ready for a spicy episode?
I am dying for a spicy episode, actually.
Perfect. I didn't want to cut you off there because I got an opinion about that I cut people off, which is something we're going to be
Oh,
talking about. That's people's
so
general opinions. This is an opinionated episode, everybody. So stay tuned. This is why it's spicy. But before we dive into that, game of the year. So we talked about this before
mhm.
actually doing this recording. When we were diving into what should be game of the year, um, I was shed some light on some things about early access. So I'm like, okay, I get that. There has been some early access games that have won game of the year. Like I think it was Ark Survival Instinct or whatever survival something. Um, and so Baldur's Gate is contended to be game of the year. It's a good game.
Yeah.
I like the game personally. Not even just because I'm a Spidey fan. I just prefer Spider-Man. I think based on its hype, it had a lot more hype than Baldur's Gate did on its launch day. And we were talking about a lot of other things. Like yeah, the hype kind of died away after Spider-Man came out. Um, I'd say probably 2 months after it came out. What do you say?
Yeah, the Spider-Man 2 had a grip hold on not only Twitch, on YouTube for I would say a good 2 months, the release day, and then the days following, people uploading. That's all you saw.
Right.
Um, and then sure, it died. It died down. Well, it's you played it all, so of
So
course that's gonna happen.
in terms of with Baldur's Gate, um, I've stated multiple
Mhm.
times, it is a fun game. It's a lot more fun when you're playing with friends. I will say that. Um, from what I saw, it gained more hype, obviously after its official launch. But I found social media gave it more hype than the actual game company gave its own hype for advertising. Like I would see a lot more TikTokers, actually mainly TikTokers. I will give it to TikTok. They were spreading a lot. TikTok and maybe Twitch, I would say. Not so much YouTube. I didn't see too much on YouTube, but those are the two platforms I really saw a lot of. But that kind of sparked up a lot of hype towards Baldur's Gate after it was launched, and I feel like
Yeah.
it kind of flew under the radar a bit. And sure, some could add that that is also why it should be Game of the Year, because it kind of flew under the radar, and it is doing so well. But I also kind of did some more, like I searched up some more details. Let me grab them on my phone because I'm pretty sure I screenshotted it what I sent to you.
Yeah,
Um,
which I find very
oh,
interesting, the
I didn't.
numbers.
I didn't screenshot it, but I know it's on my chat. So bear with me, people. Bear with me. Oh my goodness, where is it? Ah,
It's like a
found
day
it.
later.
Yes. Okay, so I searched up sales. How many copies Baldur's Gate sold between its early access and its launch day. And then same thing with Spider-Man. Well, not early access for Spider-Man, but launch day for Spider-Man. So Baldur's Gate, let's see. Baldur's Gate 3 sold 2.5 million units during its early access period, but the studio hasn't uploaded the figures since the 1.1 release. However, the 1.3 million marks allows us to make more guesstimates. This was from GameWorldObserver.com. Then above it says the game sold about 5.2 million copies on the PC Steam platform and over 870 users online simultaneously and a positive rating of 94.3%, which is awesome. That's from levelup.com. So
Yeah,
it did fantastic. This is August 20th.
this is good for gaming too. It's
Yeah. Like
very
that's
good.
really good. That's also really good for having really good sales. So I want to look at during its early access period, it made 2.5 million. So when it was launched, when it got more of its advertisements, like we saw the E3 trailer, when that came out, and the night turning into a mind flare, which was I remember seeing that was really cool. Um, and then so compared to what Spider-Man 2 got for sales, and so Spider-Man 2 sold more than 5 million copies in 11 days and became the fastest selling PlayStation Studios game in over a 24-hour period when it sold more than 2.5 million copies in just one day. So Spider-Man 2 sold 2.5 million copies in one day, whereas Baldur's Gate has sold 2.5 million copies from its early access period. That's from 2020 to 2023. So that's
Yeah,
where,
nah.
what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, the numbers don't lie. Uh, Spider-Man to uh, the hype for it. Uh,
Oh, sorry to cut you off, but that is from IGN. Just so you all know, that is IGN's numbers.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Now the hype for it lived up to it in this aspect. It sold, you said 2.5 in
Yep,
24 hours.
2.5 in 24 hours and 5.1 in 11 days.
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's insane. That's Tekken 7. I don't know if you
I have heard of
the
Tekken
fighting
7.
game.
I remember playing Tekken Tag tournament on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, well, that thing on its lifespan, what, like 7 years now, 8 years or whatever. It sold, if I remember correctly, around 8 or 7 million copies. Very
Okay.
good for it. And then you compare it to this. This thing did it in 5 days or 11 days, and it's not far off from it.
And so I'm just looking
Uh,
now when Baldur's Gate came out, like
mhm.
the full version. So it came out
Yeah.
September 6th for PlayStation 5. For PC, it
Mm.
came out August 3rd, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. The game of the year has to live up to the hype, and then it has to, for me at least, it has to dominate viewing Uh,
Well, right now,
uh,
Baldur's Gate is beating
you
Spider-Man on
anything?
viewing. I will give them that. I looked on Twitch,
Well,
and
yeah,
there's about
yeah,
60,000 more followers on Baldur's Gate than there is Spider-Man currently.
yeah. But you can also say that well, it's got more hours into it, into the game wise, lengthwise, compared to Spider Man.
It does have a
And the
more longevity to it. Like it has more
yeah,
replay value, or not replay value, I would per se, but it entices you to play
game
it for a
length
longer,
wise,
yeah, longer period of time.
yeah,
Whereas Spider-Man, you play it for its 13 to 20-hour campaign, and then play it over if you want. For me, I played it twice. I'm on my third playthrough. But
yeah,
anyways, besides that,
yeah.
um, Baldur's Gate definitely is better in terms of longevity.
I would have liked to see have seen the numbers while it was in its hype period, while everybody was playing it. Uh, to see that new the new run to see because we didn't know how long how many days it would take or whatever.
Right.
That little sample size would have been nice to see, but yeah, no, I agree. The
Like
as a longevity wise, it's just nice, but that little caveat for me, the early access back in 2020, that doesn't. I don't like that.
yeah. And many people will have their opinions about I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but Dick Riding, Spider-Man. Um, but in the at the same time, people are also doing it for Baldur's Gate. People are doing it for
Oh,
Alan Wake 2. People are doing it for Zelda. Like everyone does it. Everyone has their favorite game. Everyone has their strong opinions on those favorite games. It's a matter
yes, I do.
of respecting people's opinion and just being respectful, not being an asshole. Um,
I agree.
and people watching this, they're going to be like, "Oh, well, you're wrong." Well, I'm not always right, as some people would say. As much as people think that I am always right, I don't think I'm always right. I think there are times where I am wrong. Nobody's perfect, and I will admit I am
Ex-
wrong.
Except me.
But like there is
No, no.
times where you just can't change someone's opinion. Like it's just not a thing. People have their opinion for a reason. And despite what we say in this episode, it may either offend people or they'll agree with us. In
Yeah,
the
and
end, that's their
frankly,
opinion.
we don't give a shit at all. So,
Exactly. Like honestly, it's interesting. It's quite interesting. Um, now, what are your thoughts on how people are in terms of other content creators?
uh, some hold weight to it, and you tend to see why they like it, and then based on you what you like, to me, I'll take a look at it and see if I like it. I like it. I don't hold too much weight to what others say because it's their opinion, and sometimes you like that style of game or you don't. It's not for everyone.
Do you ever find someone someone or a content creator would be like forcing their opinion onto you? Like, do you feel like you're pressured into thinking a certain way, because
Oh,
of
yes.
what someone has said in terms of the gaming industry?
Yeah, there's a lot of that right now. um, well, funny enough, this Spider-Man, the hate it got about well the MJ stuff, and then the whole Miles controversy about him being the new Spider-Man, and then
Yeah,
the whole
the suit.
the woke this and that blah blah blah.
Personally,
Why are you making content about that?
yeah,
Enjoy the game. Say okay, these are the things I don't like, but no.
I will
whatever.
say the Spider-Man's like Miles' suit, it's not the greatest. And I have seen some edits that people have done, and it is a good suit. Just needs those minor changes. Like I've seen people edit out the shoes and make it part of the suit, like make just kind of like the regular Spider-Man suit feet, and then
Mm.
having or changing the cut off top of the mask, which I also agree I don't like, and making it just the full mask, and then having basically the torso is the exact same. Every rendition of that suit that I've seen fans do, they've kept the top suit. It's literally
Yeah,
just the hair and it's just the shoes.
I
It's
don't mind the shoes or the hair, but if we were allowed to put the hood on, like
that would
I've
be
seen one.
cool.
I've sent you a few of them. That'd be cool. I think the big thing people don't like about the suit is the colors. I've seen it, the black and red on it.
Yeah,
It
the black
looks
and red looks good,
amazing.
or the black and blue. Um,
Mhm.
Black and blue isn't too bad because it's taking up as like the lightning. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. So apart from that, like, um, back to with what content creators watching people play games like or playing like Baldur's Gate, like we're mainly talking about Baldur's Gate because those are the top
yeah.
computers. We're Spider-Man fans, and
Mhm.
there's Baldur's Gate is the top contender of everything. That's
Yeah.
just facts. Odds are it may get, and it's probably going to get Game of the Year.
It
Um,
probably will.
I'm able to admit defeat when it comes to that. As much as I want Spider-Man to win, I'm sure Baldur's Gate will probably win. But
Yeah.
there is a lot of Baldur's Gate fans that are also riding, as people would say,
Yeah, the
on Baldur's Gate.
writing, the yes, I've seen a lot of stuff, Baldur's Gate pop up on my timelines. Oh, this is the greatest thing, and then, I watched them go live for it, and then, there was, I saw 3 people complaining about it, that it's too long, and they felt they were getting burnt out from it,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, "Well, that's you don't got to keep playing it like that." But then they said and then they say, "Oh, I'll lose interest and I won't be back for it for months." I'm like, "Well,
So I have
is that is that something to do with the game or?"
so my 2 cents on that. I do agree. Like, okay, so I do agree. It is too long, but I also don't mind that it's long. If that makes sense. Um,
Yeah.
this is gonna come off rude. Not meaning to come off rude, but I have a life. I have a full time job. YouTube isn't my full time job, so I don't have time to sit and spend 160 hours on one game, and like devote my time to that one game. And
Yeah.
like I'm working 8 hours, 9 hours a day, 5 days a week. And then I have my girlfriend, I have my family, I have all these other things. Like I don't have time that I used to. We're adults now. We don't have that time to or that sorry, not that time, that luxury to spend that much time on a game that's that long. And that's why it's not for me. That's bottom line. Baldur's Gate's not for me. I enjoy it. I'll play it little bits at a time. I haven't even passed Act One, um, and that's not because I don't like it. It's just because I'll play about an hour of it, and then I'll hop off and I'll go play something else that I can just be like mind numbing. Like when I hop onto Spider Man, that's why I have 100% Spider Man twice. Is because it's mind numbing for
Yeah.
me. I love Spider Man. I love the character. I love the comics playing the game, swinging around. It's just mindless. It's nice. It's a nice like change of pace. Um, um, it's a nice change
Sounds
of
it.
pace, and it's something that I can play for a long period of time and not feel just mentally drained of knowledge. There's so much talking
Yeah.
in Baldur's Gate. There's a lot of thinking. You got to be strategic. It's not just a point and click or button mash like God of War or Call of Duty. Um,
Yeah.
so maybe that's also why I just don't think Baldur's Gate yeah, Baldur's Gate would be a game of the year in my opinion because I
Eh,
have so much shit going on.
yeah, and I gotta say this. Since when is it a bad thing to for a game not to be super fucking long? It's like it's a certain hours.
Yeah, like it doesn't make it a bad game that
Not
it's long.
bad.
It just
It's not bad.
it just is something that will steer people away from it for sure. Like, but it's just like it's not for everybody. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Long games not for everybody. But at the same time, I'll play Mass Effect, and I'm sure I think that game is like a 60-hour campaign. I'll play the shit out of that game because each moment in that game is engaging. If you were to look at Mass
yeah,
Effect and compare that to Baldur's Gate, 100% I'm picking Mass Effect more. I know this is completely different, and Mass Effect is an older game, but that's just something that takes a long time to beat, that I would actually play more so than Baldur's Gate. And they're completely different play styles. That also adds to it. Like it's just when you play Baldur's Gate, it's a point to click. I'm not moving around the character as much as I would be if I were to play a third person
mm,
RPG like BioWare's Mass Effect.
yeah. Um, there's a game I have on PlayStation, on PS5 specifically. Uh, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
I
Uh,
love that game.
this thing came out like 8
That,
years ago or
I'm
whatever. How
surprised that
long?
thing is still
Still going.
alive. Like they're still
Yeah,
doing
it's
updates
still
on that.
going. On PlayStation 5, I have like I want to say 600 hours clocked in on there,
You know,
and that's not yeah,
almost as
just
much
on PlayStation 5.
that's almost as much time as I have on Fortnite on just the PlayStation.
Yeah, who knows how much time I have clocked in on PlayStation 4. It's like I want to say like close to almost 2,000 hours or something. I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah,
Um and there are certain people saying, "Oh, there's the Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I have put in like 200 hours." I'm like, I don't feel like putting that much time into that. I mean, I'll play it and I'll see what it is, but it there's nothing appealing or trying to catch my eye from the game, but that's just me. I don't think it's a bad game. It's just
right.
there's a lot of people right now trying to since the game awards are coming close a few days. They're letting they're pushing their flag and trying to move forward. This is it. This is the game. Everybody agrees. No, we don't. Not all of us agree that that's going to be it.
You know what I've noticed? Um,
Mm.
Before Baldur's Gate miraculously popped up on the map, um, as of I would say probably late September. Um,
Yeah, it's
like
around Spider-Man time. It
yeah,
started to pop up.
but I noticed that after Starfield came out, people that were like all hyping up Starfield and all this stuff,
Game of the
yeah,
generation.
game of the year. Everyone would be like, "Oh, it's gonna be Spider Man. It's gonna be um Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for game of the year," and then they're hyping all this stuff up, and then they started playing Baldur's Gate, and they started kind of hopping onto that bandwagon, being like, "Oh, everyone else is
Mhm.
saying this, and saying it's the best game.
Yeah,
Let me say it as well." And it's like it's not so much a
it stopped
leading,
being real.
you're
Yeah,
following like yeah that you can like you genuinely say that you're enjoying the game, great,
yeah,
perfectly
yeah.
fine, but you're kind of hopping on that bandwagon of everyone what everyone else is saying when you were previously saying one thing. Now you can change your mind obviously, um
They're playing it safe.
yeah, but at the same time it's now becoming Starfield and Spider-Man Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, except it's Baldur's Gate and Spider-Man and Alan
It
Wake, and it's
yeah,
funny to
but
see that dynamic. kind of switch over and people switch their opinions of what they previously said,
Mhm.
and kind of jumping onto that safety net, not really going for the underdog. Like for me, I want to go for the underdog. I want to say Alan Wake 2 is going to win, because I have played
It
Alan
would be
Wake
nice.
2 and it is a fantastic
Mhm.
game. It's beautifully written. There's a lot of there's a good amount of jump scares. The gameplay itself is fun. It has a unique spin to third person horror survival. And so I think that would be really cool to see that underdog win game of the year and not Spider-Man and not Baldur's Gate. But it just like it's funny just to see how everything plays out.
I I I want to start the first Alan Wake because I haven't played it.
That's fair. Honestly, you could jump into the second one. Like I haven't beaten this the first one, but you can jump into the second
Mm.
one and get a general idea what's happening.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay, okay.
all I'll say is basically Alan Wake has been missing for 13 years.
Mm.
Which I don't know how he goes missing in the from the first game, but from the point of the first game to now is 13 years.
Okay.
So they are saying like basically linking real life in that, and that's also ties into the second game that what is reality basically, because the
Oh,
concept
okay.
is what he writes turns into reality, and there's this
Mhm.
dark
Okay.
presence that's kind of corrupting his stories and brings him into
Oh,
his stories, and he's trying to figure out what's real and what's not.
so that's the horror aspect of it, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that sounds very interesting.
It's a good
Very. Mm.
psychological horror.
The one thing I will say is I heard there's this one game breaking glitch, but as anything
So far I
has
haven't seen that. I'm curious. I have heard about it, that it makes the game unplayable, but I haven't encountered that glitch.
they say like once it happens, you're done. You have to either delete the save file or reinstall it. But
Which like doesn't
it
reflect
the
on the game itself. It's a glitch. It happens. Patches
mhm,
get made for it. Cyberpunk was the biggest garbage of a game because of its like
the
brokenness,
hype
but
for it too.
it got fixed and the game is fantastic. The game was fantastic before. It was just very glitchy.
I I I pre-ordered Cyberpunk and then I think I returned it like 3 days later. I could not play it at all. I was just like, and and I wanted to go into it and actually play it. I didn't, so I was very disappointed by that. But it happens. Might get it again.
Uh, um, I just wanted to dive into not disclaiming names. I had an issue pop up where somebody gave their opinion and they thought it was genuine, but the approach of it was not genuine, and it made them off to be an asshole,
Yeah.
and it was hurtful. I wouldn't even say I was angry. I'm hurt. I'm genuinely hurt. Like it's when you give your opinion, you give it in a sense that that's how you feel, and that's how you think, you feel, but it should never
Mhm.
hurt somebody. You should never be
Yeah.
criticizing um how somebody is personally and going through their content and
Yeah.
criticizing every little thing and going through their videos
Mhm.
and criticizing every little thing. Now, I will get some, I'm pretty sure I will get some backlash. I'm prepared for this. Um, I'm not trying to start drama, but I just want to voice my side of things without throwing the person under the bus because that's not right. Not
Mhm.
how content creators should be.
Yeah.
Our platform is for our voice.
Yeah.
And so this is just me voicing it. And yeah, so basically it was about me cutting people off when doing our podcast, doing our videos like this.
Yeah.
Like the Two Nerds One podcast, and it was going through like each video and saying, cutting them off, rude. I spoke to my co-host, and I was like, dude, is this true? Because if it's true, I'm genuinely sorry. Like I didn't think anything of it. And then he messaged me. He's like, dude, no, man, it's all cool. Like, I don't care. Like, we're talking. And so it started to really get in my head and make me overthink. I'm like, shit, like I feel gaslit because it's making me think one way when that's not true. I even spoke to you about this too.
Yeah.
And I kind of came down to the realization like, well, no, that's just how podcasts are. I listen to a podcast every single day, every week. I listen to the You Should Know podcast. I listen to Beautiful Anonymous, and a couple other podcasts that I'm trying out. And I did my research, and the whole thing of a podcast is it's not an interview. It's not
Yeah, it's not.
yeah, like it's not I say something, then you say something, then I say something, then you say something. There's going to be a time where we disagree, and one will talk over another person, and to kind of get their point, or be like, oh, what about this? And that's a discussion. That is a conversation. Anytime you talk to
Yeah.
somebody outside of making content, it's never pause. That person not talking. Pause. Now me talking. It's always you're talking together. And I'm curious to hear what other people think in terms of that. Like, when you talk to other people, are you talking as an interview aspect, or are you talking in a discussion aspect? Are you waiting for them to finish their sentence every single time, or if you have a thought midway through them saying something and they start to transition to something else, and you're like, but wait, I don't want to lose that thought. I want to say that quickly. Do you say that?
You gotta go. You gotta get in. Just like right there. There there it like you were saying, the podcast, it's a discussion. We're having a discussion, and then there's other videos where it's interview style, so you have to wait. Uh, I'll tell you right now. I've never felt that you've cut me off or anything. Uh, we're having a discussion.
Right.
It's that simple. If people don't like it, then why are you watching?
Yeah. And so then that falls under giving an opinion or being genuine, or giving an opinion and being an asshole.
Yeah,
And yeah, I'm basically saying this is my opinion and I'm being an asshole by saying this. But we're trying to give an example. And
yeah.
there was another example of me saying I wanted to punch Don in the face.
Oh,
Obviously, I don't mean it. Like, I'm not gonna fly off to where he's going and actually punch him in the face. Me and him have been buddies for gosh, I can't even remember how long. And if we weren't close, then the argument is, oh, but not everyone knows that you guys are close.
it's banter too.
If we were doing a podcast together, we wouldn't be like we would be close. We wouldn't be
Yeah,
just people that aren't that close starting a podcast, because starting a podcast, it builds this level of trust. You trust your
yeah,
co-host. You know how your co-host talks. So in that sense, by saying like you're obviously joking, you're not serious. I'm not actually gonna go punch him. I say I'm like
and
all the
that's
time to my buddies. One of my buddies from my old work is just like he was like, "You're pissing me off. I'm gonna bite you in the head." I'm like, "Do it. I'm gonna slap you." And
yeah,
sure, should we
that's
actually have
chemistry
done it?
between you
But look,
two.
but yeah, exactly. It's chemistry, and
It's
that
chemistry and it's banter too. It's
exactly
between you two. You know what to say and how far to go with it too.
yeah.
So
And so it's to say that people don't know that me and him are close. I think isn't really that good of an argument because of what I said. If you're starting a podcast, you're friends with that person. You're close with that person. You know how that person talks. You are able to level with that person. Like
yeah,
otherwise,
we're putting out something on camera
yeah.
for you to see and
Like
enjoy.
I continue. I cut you off there.
Oh no, no.
Oh,
I
your
just
mic,
wanted to
your
get that
mic
out.
just lagged out real
No,
quick.
oh, how oh,
um,
how dare you cut me off?
I know. Oh boy. But yeah, if we didn't have that chemistry, we weren't close on a podcast, we would be losing each other. Like we would be like at each other's throats every single episode, and then we would just not do a podcast anymore. The podcast would be
Yeah, it
over
would be
because we would piss
gone.
each other off. And the reality is, every time me and Don do our recordings, we talk to each other after. We don't just finish the recording and then be gone. Talk to each other. We'll be like, "Hey, how was that? Like, did I go a little too far? No, 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 we're good." Stuff like that. And like we'll talk about what our next episode's going to be.
Yeah, there we there's always the aftermath and behind the scenes of anything, and that's where that stuff is
Right,
supposed to
Raven?
stay. You guys are not supposed to see all of that. It's like
Right.
there's stuff that's kept privately
You
for a
don't
reason.
watch the Jerry Springer show and then you see like the behind the scenes of them being like, "All right, so this is what you're gonna do in the next episode. You're gonna be like, I ain't the father now," and that's what you're gonna do. Okay, good, cool. You're not seeing those behind the scenes. You don't know. They, I know that's a weird example, but like that's the thing. Jerry Springer, it's acted. You don't see the behind the scenes showing that it's planned. But in reality, everyone is like, no, there's no way someone's actually like. But that's the thing, like, right?
It's like pay me 200, you'll see it. You'll see it.
And that's the thing,
That's
like,
not my baby.
yeah, that's the thing. That's what I said in the beginning for my intro of this video. I'm I have always been real with my audience. Ever since I have been Bazman on Twitch and then transitioning over to YouTube, I have always been real and upfront. If I'm in a bad mood, I'm streaming, I'm showing it. I don't care. I'm not gonna pull a facade and pretend like I'm in a good mood when I'm not. But gaming and streaming makes me in a better mood. It makes me feel better. So if I'm in a bad mood and I go and stream, and you guys see me in a bad mood, I'm slowly getting in a good mood because I'm streaming and I'm showing you and like I'm playing and I see you guys in chat. Like that's that's the difference. Like that's the kind of content creator I've always wanted to be. I don't like
Yeah.
when people try being fake. I appreciate when people are very real when they make their content.
Yeah, you can snuff that out immediately.
Right.
Who's being disingenuous and
I'm
who's being real.
I'm a nice asshole. I've always said that since day one. I'm a nice asshole. When people are like, "Oh, he's Canadian. He must be really nice." No, I'm a nice asshole. That's
I'm a nice
perfect.
Canadian.
Perfect description of me. There should be like a urban dictionary saying "nice asshole." Okay, probably not because that's gonna go in a different way. Who
I've
knows?
been
Who
stopping
knows?
myself from
Everybody,
making
I
a
might have
joke.
a nice asshole, but
Not
I'm
very
talking
nice.
about personality wise. I'm a nice asshole, not physically. You don't want to know, okay?
Whoa, whoa! Hold on, right there. I think we know one
But
person
I
that
mean, if you
does.
guys do want to know, it's the Baz man, Baz hyphen man on OnlyFans.com. It's not actually real. I don't have an OnlyFans, but I'm just joking.
I mean, for now, unless you guys
For
hit
now,
1,000 likes
imagine
and
a
and
thousand
sub to
thousand likes
Reddit.
and I do an OnlyFans. Oh my god, hell no.
1,000 likes, 1,000 likes. You heard it here first.
Raven's looking at me and be like, "You better not do an OnlyFans." Girlfriend would be
No, that's
so
your
mad.
manager.
She'd be like, "Why? Why are you doing
That's
that?"
the manager.
Yeah,
Well, the people wanted it.
she is my manager.
She's like,
Anyways,
it's gonna have to happen soon.
do you have any anything you want to say in terms of opinions
Yes,
and such?
yes. Uh the launch trailer to GTA 6. That happened yesterday, right?
Yes, it
Yeah,
got leaked yesterday. It was supposed to come out
yesterday.
today.
Yeah, yeah. I've not watched it yet. Think I'll watch it after after this.
I will not be
Um,
giving my opinion on this because I have promised Dawn I will be we will be talking about that on our podcast when we
can't wait to
record it
see that.
tomorrow. which will be posted Thursday. So everyone stay
Mm.
tuned. We are probably going to be doing a double feature episode because we did miss last week's episode. Stay tuned on the Two Nerds One podcast. Nice little sponsor there. Anyways, GTA 6. You were telling me
Yeah.
before this recording that there was some negative comments in terms of it.
Yeah, I just learned about this like a few hours ago. Uh it's already getting hate by people saying, why is there a woman as
Oh
the
gosh.
main character? And this and that. They're like, "Oh, GTA is going woke and this and that." I'm like, the game has not come out. They've not even put the trailer out officially until
Yeah,
today.
it's a cinematic trailer.
And it's what, 2 minutes or whatever?
Yeah, roughly.
You get all from that. You get all that you can form an opinion already from 2 minutes.
So okay, so I will
That's
say one
insane.
thing, and I'll repeat myself when we do our when me and Don do our Two Nerds One podcast. Um, those saying, "Oh, it's a female protagonist in GTA." You know how many games there are with female protagonists, strong powered women? Suck it up. This is my opinion. Suck it up. You got Tomb Raider. You got Aloy. You got Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. You've got friggin' Blood Rain. You've got Ellie from Last of Us. What else am I missing here? There's like
Mary
we're
Jane.
Mary Jane, sure, Mary Jane soloing the entire Hunter League. Anyways, we're no stranger to female protagonists, so why are we so butthurt about it? Like they're
Uh,
badass. Oh, Bayonetta.
the
Boom.
worst thing, yeah, big one there.
Yeah.
The worst part is, they were saying you can switch from the both people, both characters, the male and female. So, why?
People just like to complain to
Why is
complain.
there that opinion? Yeah,
And like
that's what
I
they do.
will I will always withhold my opinions on things until I see game. This is an announcement
Yeah,
trailer. People need to understand that. It's an announcement trailer. This isn't in-game graphics. This is a cinematic. If you think that the graphics are going to be
it would
like
be
this,
nice.
it would be nice. It would be fantastic. If
It would be
I
nice.
could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not always right. I could be wrong on this. But like
But I am always right.
but I think this is just a cinematic trailer. The
Mhm.
graphics are going to be completely different than what we see. They're going to be fantastic, but they're going to be different than what we see. And you're gullible to
Yeah.
think that that it would be the same because you're just gonna get you're gonna get watchdogged.
Uh, Hey, we don't want to get that.
No.
Nobody wants that.
Um. Anything else?
Uh, y'all gotta calm down.
Yeah.
Stuff is done the way it's done for a reason.
I'm gonna calm
And
down. You guys gotta be nice with your opinions. Don't be an asshole. People do have
remember,
feelings.
we are humans. Yeah,
Exactly. We're
we
human.
have those.
We have feelings. You don't need to be an asshole. You don't need to go so in depth to prove you're right and literally contradict what you say of saying I'm right all the time or someone else is right all the time when you're trying to prove to yourself you're right on these multiple
But
points.
I find that sad that you have to go and write paragraphs on paragraphs telling
And prove,
telling a content creator that,
yeah,
oh, you're wrong because of this and that. I had that too. Um,
no names.
I was
If
told,
you've had that, don't say any names.
yeah,
Let's
no, no,
respect
no,
them. We'll show them the respect.
yeah, even though they didn't show it.
We got to be better.
They yeah, there was a certain person that told me, "Oh, you're wrong for putting this out." It was a Spider-Man video, and it was a joke title to just to get some eyes on it, right? It was content. They told me, "Why are you saying that she cheated on Peter?"
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
remember this comment. Yep.
"Yes." They gave me 5 paragraphs to it.
Yep.
And I'm like, I it's Harry sitting down on the table with MJ in front of him, and they both turn to look at Peter as he's wet and without the mask, and he's just like, what's going on here?" And Harry's just with the smirk right there, like, "Yeah, I got her." And MJ's just like, "Oh, you caught us." It writes
It
itself.
was a good clickbait.
And
I will give you that. It was a very good clickbait.
and it's all for fun. And then I'm trying to protect the community. I'm like, that's a bit too much. You can't protect the community from that. I see other people posting other stuff, and it's like they're out of pocket. Why don't you go defend the community there or whatever? But yeah, no, I understand it very well.
Right. It happens. Like it's all over the place. And I may not be a big channel, but I'm here to spread
Not yet,
some awareness on
not
it.
yet,
I won't
not yet.
yeah.
You aren't.
We'll see. I have my
No,
goals, but I won't be devastated if I don't make it. I do this just because I'm having fun with it. I love my YouTube channel, I love my
listen.
community, and I'll continue to post.
Zero. I mean, wait. I was about to say that thing again. You are a fastest growing channel. Remember that. You are over 0 subs and stuff. So whatever number you're at, that's more than zero. It's more than other people.
True.
It's a lot more than other people
A good
that
way to look at it.
try try to give their opinion. Well, why don't you start a channel and let's see if you can do what we do. That's all I gotta say.
It's a stressful world being a content creator. You receive positive, but you also receive those negatives.
That and then the entire stuff that you need to know. You need to know camera positioning,
Oh yeah,
lighting, audio, how to edit, where to cut, be a director, and then still be entertaining enough
and
to
producing.
do this. If you want to be live, yeah. Got to get the mic audio right, and then also your co-hosts or the people. It's a lot of stuff that you need to know if you want to do this. But yeah,
Yeah.
those are my thoughts.
Anyways, that is a wrap for this episode. Thank you so much for coming on here, Avi, and being a part of this
Mhm.
discussion. I love to have you back here anytime. And
Just let me know.
everyone,
Just
yeah,
let me know when.
Avi's channel link is going to be down in the description. Make sure you do go check his channel out. Drop a sub if you do like his stuff. And we're probably going to go play some Fortnite. So catch you guys
Most
later on
likely.
the next video.
Bye bye.